Okay, today I'm working on my brother's 800 Edge snowmobile. We like lights. I like a lot of lights. Accenting things. I think it looks great that way. But a snowmobile looks fantastic on the trail when it's all lit up underneath. So on this old sled that runs an AC electrical system, I have to put in a bridge diode, and then I'm going to run a capacitor to kind of smooth out the power so it doesn't pulse up and down. And on this sled I found two ports right here, or two wires that weren't being used, and those are the AC plugs right there. And then I have it running to a bridge diode right here that's it's isolated from one side to the other, and then it runs into this capacitor. Now once I'm done with all this, it's going to look a lot nicer than this, but for right now I'm going to show you that it runs on AC by checking these plugs right here, and then I'll show you that it's DC up here. Okay, so 9.5 volts AC. We'll switch this over here. Switch that DC. Well, and I got them backwards, but there's the DC right there. Done here, but I was able to get at this point. I have this all taped up so that nothing can short itself. And then I have these wires all run to the switch that I put up here, and that's a backlit switch with a blue ring, and because of the way the funny switch is, it's a ground switch, or I'm using it as a ground side switch. Then it runs to the controller, and I check the lights and they all turn on. So at this point, let's show you that. Everything's working as it should. Now the hardest part is literally just running the wires and mounting the lights. And obviously when you run the wires, you need to make sure that you don't have anything anywhere near that can snag a wire or pull it. And when I mount these lights, I like to mount them up into the tunnel to try to protect from any sticks that you could run over that might jump up that would tear them off the bottom of the floor pan and stuff like that. So that's going to take the most amount of time, just trying to run the wires, keep everything neat and away from anything that can tear them apart. So I'm going to start doing that now. Okay, so the other thing I like to do is I don't like to mount these lights directly on the chassis itself. I mount them on an aluminum bar and then attach the aluminum bar. That way the adhesive that's on the back of them has something that really can attach itself to. So I have this piece right here that I've bent to fit up in this area up here, and that's basically the best way you can attach them. Now I like this style LED light right here that's not in a case. It's just completely sealed in silicone and just has adhesive on the back of it, because the lights that I put on the Dragon last year or the year before, they're in some sort of sleeve, and that sleeve isn't very waterproof. So a couple of the lights have quit working on that one. I'm probably going to redo the lights at some point for that, whether it's this year or next year, I don't know. But that's where I'm at so far. So I have to drill the hole yet and attach this light, and then I'll show you what it looks like when that's in there. Okay, so this is day 2. I finished it yesterday. I ran it last night, made sure everything looked good. But I'll show you what I ended up doing for mounting everything. So the wires are ran over here on this side anyways, run down right through this small hole in the footwell, and then tuck it up close back here. And then this is PEX line that I'm using just to sheathe the wire to make sure it doesn't fray or cut. And then it goes through there over into here. It comes through there, and then they're mounted up here. So those forward two, because there's only 2 wires there, go from here, or from right there to back in here. These are the 2 wires that go for the there's 4 more lights at the back. So I lifted the seat up, did roughly the same thing there and there, and then you see those, there's the one on that side, there's 2 across the back, and obviously on that side over there. And then I went through here and liquid electrical taped everything to make it nice and tight, get it all sealed up. Ran it through the loom all the way down there, and then up the side of the engine over here, and then my box is back here. And I'll show you what I used for mounting the LEDs in the tunnel and the PEX line I used. Okay, so this is what I used to mount the LEDs on. This was 8 foot long, and that is all that's left of it. And then I used this for PEX line. What is it? 3/8. This was 5 foot long. And then I used my table saw here. Just the blade was up just slightly. And then I cut that small slit in it so that I could spread it apart to put the wire in it. All in all, it took me longer to do that on that sled than the other 2 that I've already done. So it was a 5-hour job, I believe. Now all I gotta do is tuck everything away, put the seat back on, and then I'm done. And then just on to the rest of the preseason. So the light came out good. It's lit up pretty well. It's nice when you see the sleds coming down the trail all lit up. That's what I was going for.